Master.
Hi everyone, Master here with a brief preview of the new RSI Zeus Mark II concept ships. CIG released this concept for CitizenCon and it is not flyable yet. The Mark II is a completely updated version of the old RSI Zeus exploration ship, but using RSI's latest designs and technology. There are three variants of the Zeus Mark II. The ES is an exploration ship, the MR or Mark focuses on bounty hunting, and finally the CL or Clipper is a cargo ship. Some of this info may change by the time the ships release. All variants are the same size at 46 meters long, 34 meters wide, and 8 meters high. The same length as the new Crusader Spirit ships, and in between a Drake Corsair and a Cutlass Black. All Zeus variants have a rear cargo ramp, as well as a docking port on the left side, and a ladder that reaches down to the ground, also located on the left behind the docking port. The bridge has 3 seats, and all variants are designed for up to 3 crew. All variants have beds and a bathroom. The ES variant has 4 size 2 shields, 1 size 3 hydrogen fuel tank, 1 size 3 quantum fuel tank, a size 2 quantum drive, and a size 3 radar. It has very tough shielding for a mid-sized ship, it is very long range, and has amazing detection abilities. Internally, the ES has 3 suit lockers for putting on environment suits and comfortable living quarters. It can carry 32 SCU of cargo in the back. It should be able to carry any vehicles the size of a Tumbril, Cyclone, or smaller. It comes with 2 size 4 fixed weapon hardpoints and 2 size 4 missile racks. There are 4 size 2 missiles per rack. There is a remote turret on the bottom of the ship with dual size 3 guns. The turret is controllable by the co-pilot. The MR variant has 3 size 2 shields, 2 size 2 hydrogen fuel tanks, 1 size 2 quantum fuel tank, a size 2 quantum drive, and a size 2 radar. Internally, it carries a less comfortable habitation area, but has a weapons locker area. Some of the cargo bay is dedicated to carrying prisoner capsules, where you can keep prisoners imprisoned, although I don't know how many pods there are. Cargo capacity is only 16 SCU, but you can still fit a Tumbril Cyclone or equivalent size vehicle in the cargo bay. The MR has an EMP device and a quantum dampener, so it can prevent ships from jumping away and disable them as well. Perfect for catching ships. The MR has 2 size 4 weapon hardpoints and 2 size 4 missile racks, also with 4 size 2 missiles each. The MR has 2 remote turrets instead of just 1. There is 1 on top and 1 on bottom, with dual size 3 guns each. Then we have the CL variant. It has 3 size 2 shields, 2 size 2 hydrogen fuel tanks, 1 size 2 quantum fuel tank, a size 2 quantum drive, and a size 2 radar. The living quarters are sparse, with just bedding and a little kitchen. Most of the interior space is taken up by the cargo bay. It can carry a whopping 128 SCU of cargo in a huge cargo bay. Just watch out because filling up the cargo grid all the way may prevent you from accessing some of the component racks. Now, even though it can carry more cargo, it will still only be able to carry the same size vehicles as the ES because it has the same size cargo door. Most likely Tumbril Cyclones or Greycat Rocks or things smaller, but you can probably carry more of them than the ES can. You could probably carry a snub fighter or 2 in the cargo bay too maybe, depending on the size of the cargo door. Guess we'll find out. There are 2 fixed size 4 weapon hardpoints and the same double size 4 missile racks with size 2 missiles in them. There is a remote turret on the bottom with dual size 3 guns. There's also a remote tractor beam turret, size 3, in the back of the ship to help load cargo containers, probably even the 32 SU containers. We don't have any information on ship speeds, and of course these values may change by the time the ship's released to flyable. The Zeus ES and CL are both $150 in store credit, or $135 in war bond. The MR is $190 in store credit and $170 war bond. Concierge members can buy the same ships for war bond, and it'll also come with a dark gray solstice paint. I expect these ships will release flyable next year in late 2024, probably for the next IAE show. Speaking of paints, each variant has its own paint scheme. White and black for the ES, black with blue highlights for the MR, and blue, yellow, and black for the CL. The paints will be interchangeable if you have more than one variant. Concierge members can also buy the dark gray solstice paint by itself. Subscribers can also buy the Zeus exploration suits in white, orange, or gray colors too. They are designed for extreme environments and look pretty cool too. The Zeus Mark II variants are nice, smaller sized multi-crew ships with RSI designs. They have the typical RSI bridge and quad engines with a triangular hull shape. They are large enough to handle most tasks, but not too large to be unwieldy, and they don't require a large crew. You can even fly them by yourself, but extra crew can help with the turrets and engineering. They should be more maneuverable than RSI Constellations, with less weaponry and shielding of course. The CL even carries more cargo than a standard Constellation variant, except for the Taurus. The ES has very heavy shielding for a medium-sized ship, and the MR has plenty of weaponry and disabling devices to take down average enemy ships. All variants have enough functionality to be somewhat multi-purpose as well. Of course, the Mark II variants will be useful for different tasks. The ES will be great for exploring faraway locations for useful resources, ships, and shipwrecks. The long-range fuel tanks means it could travel most of Pyro without refueling. Military orgs can use the ES to scout for enemy targets. You could also use the ES for finding players that had to eject from their ships. Pirates can use the ES to find targets to attack, while bounty hunters can have an ES to find their bounties, even in distant, hard-to-reach places. Mining and salvage groups can use the ES to find resource locations. Other players could use the ES to find nice remote housing locations to set up for the future base building feature. Commercial-oriented players could find the best remote locations to buy or sell commodities. You can also get the latest buying and selling prices and then sell the info to information boards for traders to use. The ES is also a good competitor to the 400i. It may not have the sample containment systems that the 400i has, or the luxury living quarters, but it has longer range fuel tanks. It has very heavy shields and decent forward-facing guns, although only having one single turret on the bottom could be a liability. The ground vehicle storage is great for exploring ground locations or doing underground facility missions. Next we have the MR variant. It'll be great for police patrol missions to scan ships for contraband or criminals and to capture or destroy them. If you group it up with the Reliant Tana, Vanguard series, the Banner Defender, or other long-range space fighters, then the MR will do well for long-range patrols. It could be used to protect fixed locations like space stations or ground targets. Bounty hunters, of course, can use the ship to pursue and capture bounties, and pirates can use the ship to prevent targets from escaping, and can carry a little cargo from captured ships. Just remember it doesn't have a quantum snare, so it cannot pull targets from quantum. It'll just prevent them from leaving. You might need a mantis to pull ships out of quantum so the MR can catch them. The MR doesn't have as much cargo space, but you can pick up a little cargo and have small ground vehicles inside to help in finding bounties on the ground. The ship wouldn't be bad for general combat too, but it won't be as maneuverable as fighters are, nor as heavily armed as Constellations or Corsairs would be, but it should hold its own pretty well, especially with the EMP device it has. The MR would also work well as an escort corvette for convoys, with all the guns and turrets plus the long-range fuel tanks it has. Then we have the CL variant. It can carry more internal cargo than Freelancers, Corsairs, or Cutlass ships, while being more maneuverable than bigger ships like the Constellation or Hercules ships. Shielding is the same as the Mercury Star Runner or the Corsair. The large cargo bay can also be used to carry ground vehicles or snubcraft. It could be used to ferry ground vehicles for protection of sites, cargo loading, racing teams, or for exploration. Pirates or salvagers could use the CL to pick up cargo from disabled targets, especially with a tractor beam in the back. Snub fighters in the cargo bay like the Fury or the Merlin should work great with the CL for ship defense against enemies or surprising targets, assuming they fit through the cargo door. We'll find out. The only problem with the CL is the small amount of weapons. It only has one lower turret, some missiles, plus the 2 fixed forward guns, so you'll have to be careful in combat. Bigger ships have more turrets and better shielding, while smaller ships can probably dodge better, so it's best to stay out of combat if you can. Hopefully these Zeus ships will focus more on speed than firepower, and if so, then hopefully you can outrun your enemies. But more likely RSI will just put a ton of armor and hull strength on the ships instead, so they should withstand a lot of damage. You could even use stealth devices to help prevent notice in the first place, both for legal and illegal cargo. I have to say I'm very impressed with the appearance and utility of these Zeus ships. They have an attractive look and get around mistakes that previous ships have made. The extra ways to enter and exit the ships are great, while the suitable living quarters and convenient cargo bay with ramp is perfect. Better interior layout than the Freelancers or Mercury Star Runners, and not as boring as the Constellation or as dark as the Corsair. The weapons might be a little weak compared to other competitors though, plus the ships are fairly large targets, but knowing RSI they will make it up with extra armor or possibly a shield increase. I expect to see the Zeus Mark II flyable for the IAE in 2024, but we'll see, it could take longer. Alright, so that's it for the review of the RSI Zeus Mark II variants. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. You can use my referral code if you decide to jump in as Star Citizen, and you'll get 5,000 extra in-game credits. Right now there's also a referral bonus, so anyone using referral codes can also get a free hover quad hover bike. Here's a big thank you to my current patrons. Please check out my Patreon membership to help me make more videos. All patrons and members will have their names listed at the end of my videos and also get access to my Discord channel. Patrons and members also have first pick on the next item I will cover, so feel free to sign up and let me know what you'd like to see next. Okay, catch you all next time.